So I've discovered that wrap-ups are actually a chore for me to make, so I'm gonna change up how I do this wrap-up. This is my quick recap of the books I read in March. Starting with the most recent... That's a lie. Starting with the most recent book that I finished, and that was today. I finished my NetGalley e-arc of Steel Gods, and this is very much a middle book. There is basically, I was not intrigued to pick up this book until about 60-65% of the way through, and I don't know if that's because of my mood reading feeling lately, or if it was just because it needed that build-up of character and world, that then finally the ending, the ending led me to actually wanting to pick up the next book, when most of the time throughout reading I wasn't sure if I was going to continue this series. But by the end, I definitely want to pick up the next book, which it's annoying that I have to wait another year or more to continue on after this, because I feel like this book was super slow for most of it, and then when I finally got interested is when it ended. So that was a little bit annoying, but still glad I read it. Still have a review up in time for the actual release, and I ended up enjoying it when I didn't think I was going to. Now, next book. Most recently finished. I finished the Rook and the Raven trilogy. This is obviously the Broken Binding version. I took a long time to finally pick up this final book. I couldn't get the audiobook for a long time, and my library happened to pick up another license for the audiobook finally this past month. The first two books I tandem read. This one was all audiobook, but I finally finished it, and I feel like because I waited so long, there were minor characters that I did not remember how they connected to anything. It does give a recap at the front, but I think I would have enjoyed it even more cohesively with the other two books. So next time on reread, because I do think I want to reread this trilogy, I will read them closer together than I did my first read through. I enjoyed the ending. It was a satisfying ending, and you got an ending to every character, basically. And next, I'm not gonna talk about this too much because I have a vlog going up. I don't know how soon. I have to finish other books in the vlog first. I read Project Hail Mary in preparation for the movie. I have not yet seen the movie, but I think I'm going to enjoy the movie more than I did the book. But my full non-spoiler thoughts are going to be in this vlog coming up, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you're not. I continued my Dresden Files full spoiler vlogs with Summer Night. I really enjoyed this one. I enjoyed getting to be in the fairy realm of things. So really enjoying this series. We'll be continuing on next month with the next book. And then the next ones I don't have anymore, but this is for my library challenge for the month of March. And if you haven't seen that challenge video already, I'll link it. That was I had to find a book that had green on the cover, and I chose two graphic novels, both having green on the cover, but Garlic and the Vampire and Garlic and the Witch read volume 1. You can skip the rest of the series because I don't think it's worth it. Then I also read a manga. It's upside down. Miss Koizumi Loves Ramen Noodles. It was cute, especially if you are someone who loves ramen noodles and Asian foods, and specifically ramen noodles, because this is obviously Ms. Koizumi loves, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but she loves ramen noodles. She goes to different ramen shops to try and taste test different ramen, spicy ramen, different ingredients in ramen, and she's also like good at knowing how to make ramen. So you get almost like both a ramen cuisine lesson along with a story about ramen. So it was cute, and I highly recommend, especially if you like ramen. And the first book that I finished in the month of March was Friends of the Museum. Very lit fic. You have to be okay with not having quotations around your conversations. You have to go in knowing it's not fully about the mystery behind a food poisoning or the events happening before this art gala happens. It's about the characters. It would be a good book club pick if you want to discuss kind of the nuances of these characters. None of these characters were presented in a way that they were like morally good. They all had different life struggles basically, and you kind of follow each one of them, and then you don't really get attached, because one minute you'll like someone and then the next minute you are kind of disgusted by them and their actions. So that's one other thing that can cause a good discussion in a book club group. But this definitely is, like, this book is not gonna work for everyone. So just keep that in mind if you plan on picking this up. Also, the painting on the cover is called The Quarrel, and by the end of this book you'll understand why this painting fits this book. I lied. I forgot about other books that I read. That would be The Stainless Steel Rat by Harry Harrison. That was my small book club pick, and I described it as James Bond / Mission Impossible in space. I said in my review that the main character sort of reminded me of Harry Dresden, which was interesting, and it was a fun sci-fi classic to pick up. And then the other book that I forgot was needed to be on this list is Christian nonfiction by Jenny Allen, The Lie You Don't Know You Believe. That one was a good one to look at, kind of examine how many times you listen to the lies that Satan whispers to you, and also how to combat those lies and how to figure out that they are lies and they're not true. And that was a good read at the beginning of the month. This month has been so long that it feels like forever ago that I read those ones. We got a long 31-day month, so of course it's gonna have books that I remember reading, but also it feels like ages ago that I read them. So that's my March wrap-up. Stay tuned for the vlog that I mentioned, and also more vlogs coming from me. If you have not watched my April TBR video, please go watch that. I'm gonna be changing up how I read for probably a while, so I hope you'll subscribe if you're not already, and watch more videos from me if you're interested.